I bet you never thought a fire pit could be a smart product. Well, it can be. And I've been using BioLite's fire pit for a few weeks now, and believe it or not, there is some insane technology that allows you to control the smoke and burn intensity of a fire pit in your backyard or camping. You could even cook on this thing. I wanted to find out more about how this product came to be, so I talked to the company's director of product management, Ryan Gist. Ryan, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jeff.
I'd love to hear more about how the fire pit came to fruition, because when I tell people, oh, it's a smart fire pit, they look at me and they're like, well, come on, why does
what does that
why
mean?
does that need to be smart, right? And then when I show them, it sort of clicks.
For a good fire, you need fuel, you need oxygen, and you need heat, and you need them all in a really good balanced ratio. And you may have had the experience throwing a big log on a fire. You're bringing a ton of fuel, but it's like fresh, cold fuel, and it kind of puts the thing out.
Yeah.
And you can do the same thing with oxygen, right? You blow too much on a fire and you blow the thing right out. So it's all about finding that balance. And we just did a ton of experimentation and some modeling and lots of prototyping, to figure out how to inject air in the right places of the fire, to work with, equally well with charcoal and with cordwood to really optimize. And then, we've added sort of another secondary layer of smarts or technology through that control unit that modulates how that air gets injected and has all the Bluetooth capabilities to share what's happening in your fire with your mobile app, and you can kind of control it and monitor it that way.
The thing that makes this truly smart is that you do have this sort of control over the fire, and you're able to, through these, they're basically like, are they steel rods that run through it? Is right?
Stainless steel, yeah. So it's got a series of manifolds basically, which are these big stainless steel tubes that have individual injectors drilled into them. And so we've kind of balanced the amount of what we call primary air that comes into the bottom of the fire and kind of helps the heat release and get the fuel out of the wood. And then secondary air comes in over the top. And that's what really helps to clean up the combustion. It's what, burns off all that last bit of fuel before it has a chance to escape in the form of smoke.
You don't realize, like, oh, that's what you need to have a smokeless sort of fire. The fact that you can kind of at the same time control the speed at which the fire burns, right? Like, you can basically say, like, I want to rip through logs and I want to, have this fire going at all cylinders. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, look, I had this thing and
It's
I was
fun.
like, come on, what are we doing here? And then I'm like, this makes perfect sense. I understand why there's a battery attached to this fire pit now.
The element of our fire pit in particular that really brings that home is also the way we've incorporated all that injection technology and clean burning alongside what we call the X-ray mesh, which is like a perforated enclosure for the outside of the fire pit. And basically, we've used a really high temperature material coated in a really high temperature enamel that's got the right size holes in it that you can contain the fire, contain the airflow that you're using to make it burn clean, but also gain access to see it and have all that heat radiate out. And it's just, I don't know, that's what I like the most out of the product, is just sitting underneath it and watching all the intricacies of the way the mixing and burning is happening and getting that beautiful purple blue flame that's just really clean and really efficient.
Right now, there's an upgraded version that's coming out of the fire pit. Where do you sort of see all that evolving?
Call it the Fire Pit Plus, so it's kind of a generational upgrade. And basically what we've done is improved the overall durability and strength of that X-ray mesh that I was talking about. So it's a much more capable kind of high temperature enamel, just going to keep this thing bulletproof for a long time. And then we've been able to pack even more battery storage into that control unit. So you just never have to worry about the fan. This thing can run, and depending on the settings, you can run for 8 hours or 30 hours or even longer if you need to. So really happy about kind of those upgrades. But in terms of where we go from here, I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities, and we built the fire pit to be, both a social gathering device and have people come and sit around the fire pit, and also a cooking device, as you've said a couple of times. And so we're expanding sort of the types of cooking that you can do and the size of cooking you can do. The current fire pit it's well sized for a gathering of maybe 4 to 6 people around it, and kind of cooks for a similar amount of folks. And so I think we're looking at opportunities, moving up and down to make, maybe a more compact version of that, but also a larger format version of that, so you can get even larger gatherings, do even more cooking. And I don't know. There's everything's on the table at this point in terms of, maybe you can roast a whole hog on this thing, or have a nice pizza oven experience. So we're looking into all those type of moves to kind of span a wider range of gathering sizes and different applications.
Right on. Yeah, as long as it can continue to roast 10 marshmallows at one time, the way my son
Yes.
would like it to, you're gonna make him just a very happy kid. Yeah, I'm curious to hear more about if there's any kind of plan to expand upon what the app currently does, because right now you're getting that Bluetooth control over the different levels of fan speed. I know there's only really so much bandwidth, I guess, that you can kind of pack into what that app can do. Is there any other sort of considerations for what's next with that, or what could be next?
We want to keep the app pretty streamlined and simple in terms of the information that flows, through the app and back to the product. Right now, our app development team is actually spending a lot of time in the work that we're doing in Africa with solar home systems. There we sell lighting and solar products that all have sort of applications that support that work as well. And in those contexts, a lot of those customers are purchasing products with mobile money. So we're learning a lot about that stuff. And I think once we kind of clear a few hurdles there, we're going to come back to this side of the app and also look beyond firepit, but to the whole kind of portfolio of BioLite products. We do the same type of lighting and solar generation and battery storage products for camping and outdoors as we do in Africa. And I think we're going to be able to bring some of those learnings back and have a really nice sort of integrated and connected network of offerings.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have one here with the kit you guys sent me, but that solar cover, oh my God, it was like such a smart idea to see it be a real thing. Was really rad. Let's touch a little bit more on the cooking side of what this does, because it can serve as a straight up barbecue grill.
Maybe the best way to talk about the different cooking capabilities is talk a little bit about the accessories that come with the product and the way we've evolved accessories over the last couple of years. We launched the fire pit, and we followed that up with a couple really essential accessories. One was a fire mat that allows you to use the device on your lawn or on the deck and kind of keep those surfaces protected. We had a fire poker that was specially designed with some details that help you move the fuel grade up and down. So if you want to do really hot cooking or bring the coals down for low and slow, you can do that and helps you with cleanup. But this season for the holidays, we just launched 3 new accessories that really expand the types of cooking you can do. So we've always had the grill grate, and that's kind of your basic functionality, just like any backyard grill. But now we've got a lid as well, a grill lid, which really kind of expands the type of cooking you can do and really lock in that heat for the lower, slower cooking. The cast iron griddle is the second accessory in that lineup. And then the third in that line is a grill and prep toolkit. So we kind of gave you like the tongs and the knife and the spatula that you need all in a nice roll up bag that is, water resistant, weather resistant, and kind of rolls up and fits inside your fire pit.
And where can people get the fire pit again?
Best place is BioLiteEnergy.com. Just go straight to our BioLite website. You get the fire pit there for $249.95. All the accessories are available as well, and we've got a couple different bundle kits that you can choose from depending on how much of that additional cooking capability you want to add on your system. These are available through REI.com as well, and can be seen at some of those REI stores, anywhere else that BioLite products are sold.
Excellent. Well, like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with next. I love using this fire pit. Thanks for letting me check that out. And it's been a pleasure talking to you, Ryan. Really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, totally. Pleasure talking to you, and glad you're happy with your fire pit.
Okay, he's gonna catch him. All right, blow it out.
I'm in my half face.